everyone. I'm so happy today to present to you how to enter China market. My name is Annabella. I'm from China, and also I'm a co-founder of Design Branding. Our agency is based in Hong Kong, and today we're going to share with you 15 minutes about the core strategy and also key takeaways. So in today's agenda, we're going to talk about 6 topics. First is why we choose China market, and the second is some key entry strategies, and the 3 is about the market challenges and also potential risks, and then we will talk about the roadmap we create for you, and the next part will be the branding and the digital marketing overview about China market, and the last one we will share some successful case studies, and also we'll give you some references for reading and also let you know how to contact us as well. Of course, the first question is you may curious about and also you're interested about why choose China market. So one of the reason is China is one of the economic leader in the world, which is the GDP in relation to the global output went from 2.5% in the year of 1980 to 18.34% in 2020. And also international trade is embedded in the DNA of China's economic, representing 47% of its GDP. And China is the largest exporter in the merchandise and also the second largest importer. And after COVID-19, the resilience China economic performed and also potential to growth also provide lots of confidence to the foreign investors. So what we can see from the map, which is China is the only major economic to have expanded into 2020 and also in the year of forecast of 2021. So definitely China is a very, very attractive market, but also I would like to say it's a very challenging and also unique market. In the following pages, I'm going to share some strategies we take the practice experience with the brands we work together. So the first strategy I would like to say is joint venture with China local companies, which is have partnership with 2 or more parties can expand your business capacity and which is helping you to have more distribution channels, market knowledge, technology, financial, and also save a lot of cost for specialists in the local market. And the second strategy I would like to share is build up direct sales channels, such as Tmall International e-commerce platform, which is a lot of brands when they want to enter some local markets, they need to apply for lots of certificates and also the brand name and also company registration takes more than actually 3 to 4 months. But actually you can actually build up directly Tmall International e-commerce store, which is that doesn't cost you need to have a company in China. And the third strategy I would like to share is select cities according to industrial orientation. China is a very, very big market, I would like to say. So geographically factors would determine the success of a business, as industry localization influences the availability of the capital, labor, and also resources of different industries. So before you enter the market, you need to do some research about different cities and scenarios and consumer insights and decide which city you would like to enter as the first pioneer city in your map. I wouldn't like to say Shanghai or Beijing is a master city, but actually some companies, as I contacted with some of them, they choose a city with less cost like Chengdu, Chongqing, which they give more benefits to the foreign companies in entering. And the fourth strategy and fifth strategy will be set up time frame and testing and also for product seeding. And you need to have a roadmap for entering the market, but also you need to recap your performance in the market and see if this product really applied to this market and also the result is aligned with your expectation. And the last thing I would like to share is the power of endorsement from the public media, government, and also KOL, which is include popular celebrities or social media influencers, this is very, very unique and also trending phenomenon in China with lots of new brands. They just find endorsement powered from the government or powered from the public media, because public media still have lots of authorities in China now, and also the collaboration with KOL also brings lots of new brand awareness and also lots of new media exposure as well. So there is no standard routine to help you to understand which way is the best approach to China market. Here we have a roadmap to understand which stage you are and what is questions and checklist you have for different stage. So the first one will be research, which can help you to figure out, shall we enter China market or not, which is you will conduct lots of competitors analysis, the market scale analysis, and also what's your strengths and also what's your weakness in the market. And the second part will be the entry options and the business model, which is help you to understand what's the best approach to the market. If your company will take joint venture or some licensing, mergers, acquisitions, or just run by yourself, investment from your mother company, or do you or your partner have the right relationships and advisors to facilitate the market research and entry? What's your key shareholders in the government and also in the market? And the third step will be the branding and IP assets relocation, which is, I would like to say, this part is very essential and also very critical. So you need to help your brand assets all relocated to China market, which will be in Chinese language to the audience with a very friendly and also communicatable languages to the China market. But at the same time, your IP assets, which is your registration, company registration, your brand registration, lots of resources need to be relocated to the market as well. And the fourth one will be marketing strategies and KPI metrics setup. Once you set up everything legally and also your brand name and also your trademark, everything is done, then you need to think about how to expand your company and also make some noise and also make people know your brand. So the marketing strategies and the KPI metrics setup, which is you need to understand which tool and what kind of tools can help you to make some noise in the market, and also what's your goal in short term and long term. And the last steps I would like to say is execution and review, which is you need to take a review to see your previous work and efforts, what's the payoff, what's the cost rewarded, and also what's the lesson you can learn from the previous execution, and take new actions for the new shares you're going to make in the market. So what I shared about branding and IP assets relocation, I would like to say it's kind of pyramid in three functions. One is, I think it's very fundamental, is branding assets, which will be websites, sales materials, and also your customer journey design for China market. And in the middle will be practical things like your employee selection, due diligence, monitoring of the market. And the very top one will be the legal part, will be the trademarks, patent, and copyrights, which can give you a protection when you're really dealing with some, disruptions in the China market. You got someone to advise you with that is being legalized, and also everything is like with law protected in China conduction. So China market has also got lots of challenges and potential risks. Today we're going to share some of the most critical ones. Definitely with the challenges we can find, the one is cultural differences, which is, I would like to say, China culture is very rental, and also which is I found lots of feedbacks from my clients, which is they said China people really respect guanxi a lot, which is a relationship, which is I find it's actually Chinese people trust like familiar people. So that's the reason what we said, when you enter this market, you better have some endorsement from local people, from the government, from the media, and also from the celebrities and also KOL. And the second thing I've found it's very difficult for lots of companies is IP, which is trademark, and also some legislation, which is I think it takes more time for trademark registration. It takes more time than most of the countries in the world. And also with the legislation, with certain food industry and F&B industry, it's actually more strict. And also for cosmetics, they have certain rule which is different from European policy or US policy. And the last one I would like to share is the employment cost, which is I find this distinction is China's labor is not cheap at all. Or I would like to say it's not cheap anymore. So what a map, what we can find here is what we find actually the employer need to pay extra benefits for the people as a mandatory benefits for the people, which is cost of 5 insurance and also hosting fund. So the monthly employment cost will be 36 more than the gross salary to the employee. So that's I think it's actually some consideration factors when the company enter China market need to consider the taxation and also the employee cost actually is considerable as a very potential challenges for the companies want to get emerge into China market. So the major 2 risks I would like to share, one is government policy changes. Due to China's market economic with socialist characteristics, so the government policy actually have a huge impact in foreign businesses. It can be a positive like booster, or it can be a negative trigger as well. So what we have this case study, which is China in 2016, China changed its rule to allow as many as 2 children, like change 1-child policy to 2-child policy. So this policy actually foster moms' omnics related business booming. The second factor I would like to share is political sensitivity, which is I think China is a very unique market, and also the audience understanding about different political issues quite different from the Westerners. So this is quite kind of lots of foreign companies, they are facing a new type of geo-commercial risk, and also becoming tangent of the competing geopolitical and also geo-economic agendas, which is especially between China and America's relationship can causes a lots of disruptions between each other, and also impact the enterprise in different markets. So what we learn, like the case study we have here is Xinjiang cotton issues. So the brands like H&M, Nike, and Adidas ban Xinjiang cotton in their website, while Chinese consumer voice support for Xinjiang cotton to refute accusations. And also the celebrities in China, they're all standing out and cutting ties with those brands, which just give lots of loss for the brands in China. So which is here is quite spatial and also sensitive. What we would like to say is you better have someone in China and understand what's the best way to say this way, and especially in some certain topics which is very sensitive, you better have a lawyer or have an agency give you advices. Then we can take some case studies, which is the foreign brands doing very successful in China. So the first brand I would like to share is LinkedIn. So what I would like to say, LinkedIn is very successful because it's the only United States social media companies which is allowed use in China, and with 52 million active China users. The business model in China is very similar to US, which is a freemium model, and it connect with companies and also employees. And what is something take away from LinkedIn is they create something like in a different community for China audience, which is called 赤兔. Although this app actually doesn't work anymore, but actually this app in the beginning they create lots of organic content, and also have lots of content contribution from different employers and also influencers all in the Korea, and attract lots of traffics from the online. The second brand I would like to share is a medium-sized company called Takami. So Takami is a Japanese medical cosmetic brand founded in 1990. So it's a premium skin brand, and also they are very expert in peeling products. But they're not like big brands like L'Oreal or Shiseido. So they don't really have lots of budget in open offline stores or have lots of media exposure. So what they takes very niche market selling tactics in offering personalized and also convenience online shopping experience. So when they entering the China market, Takami is solely using their e-commerce platform, which is Tmall International Store, to sell its products online. And at the same time, they do lots of branding. They use lots of influencers, marketing in Xiaohongshu to build its brand awareness in China, and also some KOC, which is smaller influencer, but also impact people with their products quality. And in 2020, L'Oreal Group has announced its acquisition of Takami to strengthen their Asian business. So the licensing agreement between L'Oreal and Takami has showcased the power of e-commerce direct sales channel in China. With Takami's showcase, you don't really need to open offline shops, or you need to have some, people have a registered company in China, but you still can do very successful business in China. So the last successful case I would like to share is SAP, which is SAP is a very renewable German international software business, and also very specializing in B2B enterprises. So what we find for China, of SAP's business model in China, we find actually with the position of software market leadership, SAP has formed a strategic partnership with several different firms in China, like Alibaba Group, and this business model generates global companies while serving the customer beautifully, and also provide them a lots of new leads, and also get endorsement from the government and also big corporations in China. And also take another side to see SAP's local team, which is they're very focusing on co-innovation with the strategic customers. SAP enhance innovative efforts, especially talent localization, to meet the needs of China market. Then I'm going to share some branding and digital marketing overview for China market, which is definitely very important when you get into the China market. So the first thing I would like to say, set up a very unique China branding strategy is very, very important. So here what we're listing is like 3 areas very engaging with your branding part. The first is branding assets. The second is online communication support. And the third part is offline communication support. So for the branding parts will become like your brand positioning, your brand localization, about your brand story, core values, corporate culture, all need to adapt into China audience and also Chinese culture, and also like can be readable for Chinese consumers. And the third will be key visual, key messages, and also lots of internal training process for your group, because the people who present your brand will be the impression to the people who accepted this message and accept your brand. And the second part will be online communication support and offline communication support. So online communication support, what we discover will be websites, B2B or B2C social media exposure, SEO, online advertising, PR release, and sales kits, because some of the online communication always involved with Chinese people. They always spend a lot of time on the WeChat, so all the materials should be digitalized and can be easily to send by the WeChat. And the last thing will be offline communication support, which will be communication materials and also offline events, some exhibitions, and also the offline kind of engagement with audience, expo or some events. So in China, there's more than 850 million Chinese people are using internet in 2021, and considerably a large population people are using the social media. And mainland China's social media landscape is very unique and totally different from Western's. And what we can see them is we can categorize them with different features like social, video, or entertainment, news, or e-commerce. So when we categorize them, they can have 20 or even more, but they all hold by 4 different giant companies, which is Baidu, Alibaba, Tencent, and also ByteDance. So the most popular one will be WeChat, which is held by Tencent Group, which is a social network like WhatsApp, but actually have more features like payments, e-commerce, and extra. And also the most like kind of trending short video apps in China will be Kuaishou, and also TikTok in China, which is Douyin. So when global brands want to looking for build their presence in the China market, they need to keep a very close eye on what's happening with these platforms, and also be very active in certain platforms appealing to the target audience. So set up a very strategy social media presence is very important, because you cannot, have so many resources in helping yourself in so many platforms. So you need to have a very unique and very effective social media platform strategy for yourself and for your brand. So in China, top most used social media platforms, which will be WeChat, Weibo, TikTok, and also Xiaohongshu. And the daily spending time will be 2 hours and 12 minutes for average users in China. So based on all the studies we have, here is some key takeaways. The first is have a very Chinese-based consultancy agency with a deep understanding of Chinese culture is very important, because it's not only because have a fundamental understanding of the market knowledge, but also the cultural knowledge, helping to understand more about Chinese consumers' behaviors, and also overcome the ethics division and foster close relationships with the local market. Second will be the due diligence for competitors and also the market analysis. A great marketing strategy shall be supported by very comprehensive market due diligence. And the third, I would like to say, a professional and a creative team with high adaptability and diversity is very important. So when you brand coming to a new market, you will have a local team to help you to adapt your content to a local people. Understandable content is very important. So the team members shall have some people understand your language and also very well know about local consumer as well. So with a team with different background and also very flexible working style, and especially for some startups maybe don't really have a very big budget, so with a very flexible working load is very important for your team adapting to new market. So the fourth part I would like to say is legal department team. No matter for your IP registration, trademark registration, or the employee or partnership contract, and also the licensing or franchising model in the local market. It's very important that you have advisors from local legal team, help you to check the agreements, help to understand what is the potential risks in the agreements from the partner sent to you, and give you some advices from the legal part. The last but not least, I didn't mention in the wording, but I would like to say take the advantages of the ecosystem of the e-commerce platforms, and also take the advantages of Chinese people, Chinese consumers' behaviors. They're very adept to digital payments, and also everyone in China is very familiar with e-commerce, and also with the ecosystem in China is very comprehensive. So in the end, I would like to say there is no defined formula to China market entry, But a successful strategy shall be resilient, flexible, fast adapting, and also have an engaging listening and feedback channel with China audience. In the end, I give you some media references I read every day, and I feel they doing a great content about China, marketing, branding, or luxury brand studies, or China news. So, which is I read Jing Daily very frequently. They do really great content about study brands in China, especially foreign brands in China. And also South China Morning Post is a Hong Kong media, but they are very international. They focus a lot about the policies and also strategies and also the news happening in China. And also it's DSIGN media is one of the very authorable and also very, very advanced media in China. They provide English content as well, and other media guys can go there and see there's some even besides there's some events there you can get engaged with. I would like to describe the journey of entering China market will be full of thorns and flowers, and you definitely will got lots of ups and downs. At the same time, I would like to say you are not alone. We got you back up, and you can contact me or contact our team for more consulting advices. So our agency DSIGN is a branding and marketing agency based in Hong Kong. We were founded in 2014, and we involve companies' images from business and consumer objectives. And our strength is helping brands get insight to China, and also at the same time we work with lots of mainland brands and also China brands to help them to go abroad. For the past 6 years, we have served actually more than 100 clients, and we have 80 more successful cases, different industries, and we have 3 offices in Hong Kong and mainland China, 2 joint venture offices in Beijing and Shanghai. So the services we provided were categorized into 3 categories. One is like discovery and shape the brand's DNA. You can consider it's a brand consulting services. We will help to set up your brand strategy, market research, and we help you to define your brand name, your brand voice, and storytelling in the target market. And the second part we provide will be brand execution, for example, like logo design, and also visual adaptation, content adaptation, and also videography, photography, and also some advertising engaged content. The third part is more about formulate a digital marketing transformation strategy for your company. So it will be engaged with SEO strategy, SEM, social media content maintenance, and also your e-commerce platform setup and also operation solutions. Here are some clients we've been working for, such as Skywords, SAP, GoMore, they are technology companies, and also some retail clients like Dufry, Takami, and also oil and energy companies like ExxonMobil, Sinopec, and Tenorus. And we are very actually focused on helping startups to grow. So we actually give very special offer to startups in Hong Kong and also overseas. So I'm super honored to be here and share with my thoughts about how to enter China markets. I hope you love it. And if you have any other questions or any strategies you want to have some advices from me or our team, please feel free to reach me and reach our company. Thank you so much and have a great day.
All right, everyone. So we can now proceed with the question and answer part of our session.
If you have any questions, please feel to give me more questions. Okay, I saw one of. So from Ajay, you said, what are the ways business in China spend money? So when I ask you, what do you mean the way of business is like what kind of way the business want to charge from the consumer? Are you referring that questions? Like this charging model in China, are you mentioning about that? So if that's actually your question, I would like to say in China actually very depends on the industry and also categories of the services you are at. But nowadays, because the most of the companies, especially for China,
the web, foreign companies, they want to enter like social networking kind of a business, and also need to make people to explore by the people. The very beginning of this service and the charging model will be free. So they allow the people to use as free and taste it, and then just spread it by networking. So there is a very frequently cases we have, like a few months ago, the Clubhouse is very popular in China. Because they use by invitation, and also it's free, so people invite people and people feel privileged being invited. But unluckily, it's being censored after the government censor this social media very soon, because I think that it's kind of offend some policies in China. So that's also the potential risks. But when Uber enter China in the beginning, they spend a lot of money and budget just kind of nurture the people though to understand these habits. Yeah. So I hope that can answer your question. So any other people who have questions and also want to know more about China strategies, please feel free to visit our booth, or feel free to reach me out. Okay.
Perfect. So I guess that's it. There's no questions coming through from our audience. So maybe they're already satisfied from the presentation itself and from the answer a while ago.
So I will be here for, I think, for 1 more minute. So at the same time, if you want to have these slides, because some of the content may be not displayed very well or very clearly, you can send me your email in the chat room, and I will send you a copy of my slides, and then you can understand more about the content. And at the same time, if you have more questions about China market or branding, especially in the branding marketing and also digital marketing side, you can reach me out. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Annabella. And thank you very much, everyone. This session will now end, and see you in the next session.
Okay, so no problem. I will share with you the slides. Any people, if you have questions, feel free to ask. Okay, I think the time is off now, so I'm super happy to be here and present to all of you. And some of you, I actually just marked your name and your company. I might reach you out if you have extra questions or interested in collaboration with our agency. I'm super honored to today, and also happy to connect to everyone here. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Have a great day.